The global financial system operates on a set of invisible pillars, and last night, one of those pillars was quietly moved while the world was looking the other way. For decades, silver investors have relied on a predictable set of exchange rules, believing that the price on their screens was a fair reflection of the metal's value. But while you were sleeping, a monumental shift occurred in the regulatory framework of the world's largest bullion exchanges. A change so subtle and technical that most news outlets haven't even noticed it yet. This isn't just another market fluctuation. It is a calculated rule change that fundamentally alters who can own silver, how it is traded, and most importantly, how the price is suppressed. Today, we are breaking the silence on the silver freeze of 2026, uncovering the mysterious overnight mandate that is designed to trap retail investors while protecting the systemic stability of the banking elite. The challenge we face today is not a lack of demand for silver, but an artificial bottleneck created by a sudden adjustment to position limits and margin requirements that were implemented without a single day of prior warning. For the average investor, this means that the cost of holding a silver contract has effectively doubled overnight, forcing many to sell their positions simply because they can no longer afford the entry fee. This is a classic liquidity squeeze engineered by the exchanges to flush out smaller participants and prevent a retail-driven breakout. By changing the rules mid-game, the institutions have created a scenario where only the largest hedge funds and bullion banks have the capital to stay in the trade. This creates a dangerous disconnect where the paper price can be crashed at will, even as the physical demand for silver in the solar, EV, and AI sectors continues to reach historic highs, leaving the retail investor in a state of financial paralysis. As we explore the development of this mysterious mandate, we find that the overnight rule specifically targets the physical delivery mechanism of the market. In a move that mirrors the darkest days of the 1970s silver crisis, new restrictions have been placed on how much physical metal an individual can withdraw from the exchange vaults. This is the hidden rule that no one is telling you about. The exchanges have effectively moved to a cash settlement-only model for retail accounts. This means that even if you own a contract for 5,000 ounces of silver, you may no longer have the legal right to demand the bars. Instead, you are forced to accept a cash payment based on a suppressed paper price. This exploration reveals a desperate attempt by the system to hide the fact that the physical silver vaults are nearly empty. With industrial demand from the tech sector siphoning off every available ounce, the exchanges have realized they cannot fulfill their promises, and they have rewritten the law to save themselves from a total default. The climax of this regulatory drama reached a boiling point just hours ago when the basis trade, the gap between the spot price and the future price, was manipulated through a new circuit breaker policy. This specific rule change allows the exchange to halt trading indefinitely if the price of silver rises too quickly, a move that is being marketed as investor protection but acts as a ceiling on silver's potential. We are witnessing the birth of a managed market, where the price is no longer determined by the free forces of supply and demand, but by a committee of bureaucrats who decide what the metal should be worth. This key moment highlights the ultimate paradox of 2026. While the industrial world is starving for silver, the financial world is freezing the market to prevent a price explosion that would expose the insolvency of the paper trading system. The silver freeze is not a market failure. It is a controlled demolition of the old rules to prevent a new era of triple-digit silver. In summary, the overnight rule change is a clear signal that the window for acquiring physical silver at manipulated prices is rapidly closing. We have moved from a market of discovery to a market of restriction, where the rules are weaponized against those who seek true financial independence. This summary of events proves that in a world of digital promises and shifting regulations, the only asset that remains immune to an overnight freeze is the physical metal you hold in your own possession. recession. The exchanges can change their numbers on a screen, and they can cancel your digital contracts, but they cannot rewrite the laws of physics that make silver an essential component of the modern world. Being prepared in 2026 means recognizing that the system is no longer designed to work for you, and your only defense is a strategy based on tangible, bearer assets. If you want to stay ahead of these mysterious rule changes and protect your wealth from the next overnight mandate, you cannot rely on the information provided by the institutions that are freezing the market. You need an edge, a way to see the signals before they become headlines, and to understand the why behind the sudden crashes. Navigating the 2026 silver market requires a level of intelligence that goes beyond the surface-level news, and this is exactly what Signal Scope Market was built for. We monitor the regulatory shifts, the exchange mandates, and the physical outflows that the mainstream media ignores, providing you with the clarity needed to turn a market crisis into an investment opportunity. Join Signal Scope Market today to uncover the truth that no one is telling you, and to ensure that you are fully prepared for the next chapter of the Great Silver Reset.